Hello and welcome to another Harsh Noise Gear Review. I am here today with the, oh, hold on, let me get my lights out going. Lights. I'm here today with the JT4000 Micro. Wow. This is this is a small synthesizer from Behringer, the JT4000 Micro. Can you read it, fam? I sure hope so, because this is as good as it gets here at the Harsh Noise Gear Review Studios. Yeah, we can see the little, oh god, little oscilloscope. Oh yeah, cool. Okay, let's talk about the JT4000 Micro. So this thing is a $50 synthesizer from Behringer, but they have updated it. This is the old version that was in the first batch because I was really excited. It's better now. How? Well, it's called the JT4000M, and it has a single MIDI TRS input for your MIDI to 5-pin, your TRS to 5-pin converter MIDI. You can use a MIDI controller to operate this beautiful hybrid 4-voice synthesizer instead of the tiny little keys. But it is a 4-voice synthesizer, and I am playing the simplest possible patch right now through a little bit of reverb. Here it is clean. I'm literally just playing like a, you can see it on the oscilloscope, a sawtooth through reverb. But it's also the Harsh Noise Gear Review, so I've also got a fuzz and a death metal in the chain that we'll get to. And we're going to talk about today, I'm going to go over the features of this thing. Then I am going to, we're going to like make a sound in the process. Well, I'm going to go over the features real quick, then we'll make a sound. Then we'll make a bunch of different gross sounds that you can make with this thing. Experimental, ugly, weird sounds. And why I think this thing is a great bet for your like pedal board, because like it's so small. It's like Behringer could have done my one big complaint is, dog, extend the case by like the tiniest, whatever you gotta do to fit batteries, like 2 AA's. Oh my god, this thing with 2 AA's, oh that'd be killer. But no, USB-C, because it's literally less expensive, and that's why they did it. Because all like e-junk from China and lots of other technology is now just using USB-C for everything. So here we go. We got a USB-C. You can do USB-C MIDI. You can send MIDI to it via USB-C and power. But I don't ever really send MIDI via USB from like a DAW ever. I don't really do that in my work. So I'm not doing that. I'm just sending power. And we're sending audio from here into the Carcosa, the Holy Stain, then the Death Metal, then into the mixer with a little bit of gain and compression. So let's go over the features of the JT4000 Micro. It is a $50 tiny little guy. It's really lightweight because there's no battery compartment. There's nothing. It is a hybrid synth in that it is a 4-voice digital polyphonic, but it shares one filter that is analog. And I think technically this might be paraphonic, not polyphonic, because the filter is shared and not like one filter per voice. But it's an analog filter, so there's some compromises you get for like an actually good sounding filter. Yeah. Okay, so features. Right now we're at a sine wave. Let's go down. So here's how you operate it. It's got a little knob here. They're both. All three of these knobs are. Oh, this knob is an encoder in that it is 360 rotary and can click. These knobs are attenuators, but also encoders, in that they rotate like 0 to 100 and stop, like that. And then you have a volume knob that you should just keep at max because this thing is kind of quiet, like death metal's not even at max. There's the death metal at maximum, but like we're not even gonna bother with that. We're just gonna give it some gain from the Holy Stain and some reverb from the Holy Stain for now, just so you can hear kind of the clean sound before I mess it up. Okay, the way you navigate is kind of like, the reason I'm hovering this thing and holding it is because I like a challenge and occasionally looking over my shoulder to see that I'm centered or in focus or something. I love doing that. Okay. No, it's because it's the easiest way to operate it is like a Game Boy with like these fingers. I'm serious. So, here we go. Okay, okay, you got 6 buttons too. Oscillator, LFO, filter, amplifier, arpeggiator, and settings. We're going to check out settings. We're going to drop it down an octave. So that's how you do that. You can also hold by twisting this left, right. So you see how, God, I hope that's in focus. Yeah, we're on octave 0, hold off. Now hold on. And you can see how we can easily make noise with such a thing, because you just... Yeah. Easy peasy, noisy squeezy. She said it. Easy peasy, noisy squeezy. Let's keep it at like octave like 1. Kind of gnarly, open filter. So the way you operate this as an analog filter is you select none of the buttons. So you're back to the oscilloscope, but you gotta, so you click to save your, from this screen, you click to save your thing. But if you are accidentally on the oscilloscope screen and then you wiggle this knob the tiniest bit, you're at a different preset and you lost all your work on building your sound unless you saved when you were on that screen. I've done it plenty of times. Okay, so there's 32 preset slots. And there's a bunch of great, useful, cool sounds. For you to rip apart and turn into something gross. Because each of these 32 sounds are also a preset or renamable, or savable preset slot. So we're going to go with beep synth, which is one that was deep synth, but I renamed it to beep synth because this is like an initialized patch. Initialize, there is no way to initialize a patch. You kind of just got to manually remove all the stuff. So because we're going to add all the stuff as we explore it. Okay, so this is how to get to you go to settings to check your octave and whether you want to hold or not. Then you rotate this. And now we have chord mode. We can enable chord mode where, check it out, you turn on chord mode and then you pick a key. And then you raise your octave a little bit so it sounds a little better. So then it becomes a monophonic synth in which it does not have 4 voices, but instead plays a chord. So we're going to go select, let's do octave, 2 voice, 4th, 5th, major, minor, some other shit, whatever. Let's keep it on jazz. Distortion. Fuzz. Jazz. Okay, jazz is free. Jazz should be free. Free jazz. Free all jazz everywhere. Now. Okay. Let's turn off a chord mode. You can also have the VCF. Okay, so it is paraphonic. You can either have it be on, where it triggers the filter with the triggering a note, or you can have it be off, in which it well, this is like whether it triggers or re-triggers when you play. This is wet. Okay. I don't feel like showing you, but it's like a re-trigger if you hold down multiple notes, or does it trigger the filter only when you hit the first note when holding down multiple notes? That's what that does. Okay, great. We're gonna leave it on. Then we have MIDI things that it can receive and settings, blah blah blah. Cool, but you're only ever gonna really use in settings mode, octave hold, and maybe chord mode if you're like want to do some chords and you're lazy. Because you can definitely just like put chord mode on, go to like put the binary, and then just bum 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 bum. It's whatever, fucking techno. Who cares? Blah blah blah. No chords, so we can go like that. Yeah. Okay. Let's what else is really simple? The there's an arpeggiator. You can either be set in key mode. See that? Key, or which is 4 voices, or arpeggiator mode, which is, you fucking guessed it. You hold down instead of holding down 4 notes. It switch to ARP mode. It becomes an arpeggiator keyboard for the whole keyboard, like whatever. And you can set the motion. You can have it be up or down, up and down. You can set the BPM. And then I believe you can set the subdivisions. Yeah, the scale, you can have it be 60, subdivisions of that BPM with triplets. It has it all. It's like a holy fuck, this is a whole goddamn 4-voice synth in a $50 like 10 ounce. Yeah, it was like 8 ounce package. Holy hell. And it's got swing that thing. Okay, great. Based. That's like okay, it's just making noises. Okay, we're gonna put it back to key mode. Cool. Let's get on with making a sound. So in filter and amp, you have what you might expect, which is attack, decay. But you gotta drop the sustain. Now you have a decay and a sustain level. It works like an amplifier on a synthesizer. If this is your first time learning about what an envelope is on an amplifier, that's great and cool. It is a shape that you determine based on attack, decay, sustain, release. Attack is a time that it takes to come in, and decay is a time it takes to go down to the sustain level. And then release is when you release the key. When it stops receiving a on gate signal, it releases slowly down. All right, basic. Great, cool. You can also do this to the filter separately, and you can choose by how much on the it affects the filter. So we got to give it a little bit of juice for you to hear it. So let's turn up the amount to like 50. We're gonna add in order to hear it, we have to close the filter a bit, because right now we had it open. We're gonna close it a little to make it a little more dull. Let's give it a little bit of resonance, right? But then we're gonna the filter, we put in 53. You'll still see that? Okay, great, awesome, cool. And then we're gonna give it a little bit of attack. No attack. Let's give it like a pluck, decay, and then like a little bit of sustain and some release. Okay. Great. Let's give it more amount. Cool. It's got like a little shape now. What else? Cool. Let's give this a bit more of a pluck. Let's pluck it up. I'm feeling a little plucky. Plucky. Pluckington. Oh boy. Okay. Calm down. So we have a freaking, and then you go back here to adjust your filter bass amount. Up here you won't hear the pluck as much, but you'll still kind of hear it. Listen to that resonant filter. That's nice. Yeah, it can do normal synthesizer things. You can use this to like, you just go over here, then you go over there, and then you go give it a little bit of distortion and fuzz. Yeah, it's fun. Whatever. Okay, synthesizer based. Great. Cool. Let's get on to the oscillator and LFO section, which is where you can make your weird sounds and not your pretty arpeggiators. Let's just make let's give that some gain, just a little bit of gain. Bass. That's cool. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Okay, so we got like kind of a sound oscillator, but okay, here's the thing, dog. We've only been working with a single saw wave. Let's bring that back up, actually. So, right, okay, we got single saw. So, this is a 2 oscillator synth, and right now we have saw for oscillator 1. You can change its course between 0 and 24. Can you see that? Yeah, mostly. Yeah, and then you can change the fine. And, but then check this out. Oscillator 2! Let's turn it on, baby! Triangle, square, PWM. Well, I'll go all over all things, but look, there's a second oscillator, and it can be noise. Right, let's just do another saw. And then, but look, then you take your secondary oscillator. Oh, and here's where you go noise it up, besties. You detune it. And then we're going to talk about beading. B-E-A-D-I-N-G, beading. It is when you apply gain to something that is not in tune, such as 2 notes that are not an octave apart, but close. Or like these 2 notes, right? And then you give it some, like, so here, you can hear it kind of like vibrating. And it's slower there. Give it some more distortion, and then let's give it some fuzz so you can really hear the beat, the sounds beating. I don't really know. Whatever. The sounds rub up against each other in such a way that it creates rhythms. See, look, the lights are flashing. Just play two notes right next to each other. But what's another way we can do that, besties? We can detune the two oscillators and play one note or more. And there you have a synth beating rhythm, which is like you don't give it any gain. And it sounds like that. But you give it some juice. Give it some juice. Give it some fuzz, maybe. Some more juice. You can determine the speed of the beating by changing the pitch of the oscillator and playing a single note. That's a beautiful thing you can do for like subtle music. Or, you know... Right, so we can also do that with like a neighboring note. We can create that synth beating by putting the chorus up to 1 on the second oscillator. Detuning a little bit, maybe. Yeah. Hell yeah. Another thing we can do is let's go over the oscillator shapes, because there's some cool ones, dog. Okay, so we've got a saw in 2. Oh, we also in the oscillator section, we have portamento. What is portamento? And what is the other mode? Glissando. Portamento and glissando. Mamma Mia, Pizzeria, Pizza Pie. Italians invented music, even though Italy, debatable, if even real. I don't know. It sounds like a lot of made-up ideas for pasta and sauce and cheese, you know. That's a lot of words for that. But that's okay. The Romans had a lot of words for twinks. Portamento is when you give it some juice. And it's glide. It's like glide from one oscillator note to the next. But the thing is, it's got 4 voices, so the 4 voices kind of move separately. Hear that? They all 4 voices, you can kind of like track which one's moving where, and you can kind of trade which voice is doing what. It's kind of interesting and fun to do, like... And glissando is like the same thing, but instead of going smooth oscillator pitch range, it steps the oscillator range as if you were going like this. Let me turn off the portamento and illustrate glissando. Glissando. So portamento is sliding from this note to that note very smoothly across the pitches. Glissando is moving like this. Really quick. But let's try it. Glissando, give it some juice. Glissando. Which has its own kind of effect if you like Italian music. I don't know. I've never used glissando for anything other than like, oh, I guess this has this. But portamento is fun. Glide is fun. Because you can make that thing drag. Let's go, we got a high portamento. Let's bring our octave up all the way. play a bunch of these. Set it to. We're gonna set portamento and a bunch of high notes and hold. Then let's see if this works. We got portamento on, okay, and then we go to octave. And then we'll see if it works. I did it too fast. It was gonna go. Let's try it again. Octave. There we go. Now let's try it. Let's see if this will work. If we turn it off, hold, change our octave. Oh no, it undoes it whenever you change octave. I see. Sounds cool. Sounds cool. I dig it. Portamento. Mamma mia. Pizza. Okay, let's go over some, like, what else we got. You can also change the name of the thing in here. All right, great, cool. It's also got a ring modulator. We'll get back to that. Let's do. We're gonna get back to that for noise. But first we're gonna talk over about wave shapes in oscillator 1. Oscillator 1, you can have a saw or a triangle or a triangle, square, pulse width, saw, super saw, FM, and noise. We're going to talk about pulse width modulation, which is just a square, but you choose. Let me turn off oscillator 2 real quick so you can hear just oscillator 1. And off the distortion. Well, let's turn off the distortion, but not the gain. So you can just hear oscillator 1, and it goes classic. Let me bring up the filter a bit. Classic pulse width. It's a thin square, it's a wide square, it's kind of in the middle, and it's wiggling. And you can choose the pulse width modulation, but I'll get into that in a sec. You can then there is okay, after pulse width modulation, there's super saw, and FM. Do not allow you to use the second oscillator. If you are in super saw, you can't even turn on the second oscillator. If you are in FM, you cannot turn on. Well, in FM, you choose a second oscillator, but you hear it differently because it uses oscillator 2 to modulate the frequency modulate oscillator 1, and I'll get back into that in a sec. But let's do super saw. Super saw uses effectively the engine of both oscillators in order to have a detuned saw inside of itself. Wow! Or you cannot detune it, and it's just a saw, but you can also detune it. And it sounds great. Let's go. Let's turn down our octaves. Let's go bassy. Too bassy. Let's turn it up. All right, that's cool. Okay, so super saw. What else? Oh my god. Super saw. FM. Let's talk about FM. Oh, noise is just. Yeah, it's noise. Yeah, we love noise. Let's turn down the filter. Noise. We love noise. Like, that's kind of cool. Blah. Yeah. So you see how, like, you can do noise things with noise. Okay, great. Let's FM. FM. FM stands for fart machine, and that's what every synthesizer is, according to everyone forever. No, FM stands for feedback modulation or frequency modulation. Frequency modulation. Yeah, because it's on bloop. This determines, this is your feedback amount. Basically, the feedback amount is how much the oscillator 2 affects oscillator 1. So, if we have, let's just play a hold, a D, hold that D. All right. And then we choose for oscillator. So oscillator 1 is FM. Oscillator 2, we're gonna choose a nice soft triangle to modulate. Let's bring up the filter so you can hear all the frequencies. Frequency. Ignore that. Brain fart. Okay, where were we? Oscillator 1 is FM. No feedback. Give it a little juice. Yeah, it goes growl. Very cool. But why is it doing that? It's because triangle is on the same pitch. What if we change the tune on the triangle? So now it's detuned. Oh, what's that? Beating's back, baby. And then let's go to the... But, like, we don't even have feedback up in the oscillator, so let's turn this up. Yeah. Let's try a different pitch. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah, sounds like crap. I love it. Yeah, because it's like playing. It's like we were doing the two notes next to each other, beating, but instead, the oscillator 1 is dedicated to having oscillator 2 be shoved into it, which means that the shape and pitch of oscillator 2 determines how oscillator 1 sounds. Isn't that freaking neato? Okay. Let's make this not a triangle, but instead a square with noise. Soft noise. Let's lower the pitch. Raise the buzz. Sounds like trash. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love trash. I love garbage. I am a garbage person. Let's make it a really high pitch. Woohoo! Okay, great. Based. Let's go back to like here. I'm getting kind of fast at this thing. But it does take a little sec to get used to. Let's do no more FM. Let's instead do... gosh. Let's go back to... Let's do the pulse width modulation and like nothing in wave 2 because I want to show the LFO section now. Wow, this is a great time to do it because LFO, you have 2 LFOs that can be assigned to different places except for the second one. The second one can't be assigned. It's just on the pitch. Let me... is just on the pitch. For you Italian speakers, this is called vibrato. For you non-Italians, this is that wobble. Dungeon synthy. Okay, great. Wobble. You got that wobble. Okay, so back to LFO1. Because LFO2 is just for vibrato. LFO1 can do a bunch of different things. Mostly it can do either the filter or another parameter related to the oscillator if the oscillator can wiggle. Because if we go to not pulse width, if we go to just a regular saw, and then go to LFO and try to set the destination to the oscillator, we can, but it does nothing. It does nothing, bestie. Why does it do nothing? That's because the saw has no modulatable secondary oscillator parameter for the LFO to use, and you got to figure this out by hand because they don't explain this in the manual and shit. Okay, so you got your saw, no secondary thing that can be modulated. You got your triangle, no secondary thing that can be modulated. You got your square, no secondary thing. You got your pulse width. Whoa, pulse width has modulation. Let's give it a little bit of juice. And look, it's wiggling. LFO1 we have set to the oscillator, and it sure is giving a wiggle to that pulse width, so we don't have to wiggle the knob ourselves. Isn't that freaking neato? Okay, so that has a pulse width has a thing. What else? And the oscillator square does not. You can't hear that wiggle. Pulse width. The super saw. You can change the detuning rate. Instead of wiggling the detuning knob like a chump, you can use the LFO to wiggle the detuning knob for you, and you can set the bass amount here, and then you go over here again, and you choose how much the wiggle wobbles. Yeah, okay, great. The other thing is FM. Let's see if FM has a wiggle wobble. Oh, it do. That must be on the feedback amount. Let's find out. Yeah, it sounds like it's on the feedback amount. That's great. Okay, cool. Let's go back to okay. Sometimes I get lost in this thing because it's a little. So I forget what knob I'm turning. Okay. Pulse width modulation. Let's do pulse width modulation in 1. Let's give it a little bit of thin. Ooh, and then too thin. Yeah, a little bit of 69. Can I get 69? Yes. You see that? Can you read? 69. Nice. Okay, let's go to oscillator 2. We're gonna turn on and make it something that is not wiggly. Let's just make it a regular square. So we have a wiggly square and a non-wiggly square. Whoa, whoa, whoa. But we can do something else. Instead of having oscillator 1 wiggle the pulse width modulation, you can choose oscillator 1, 2. Destination, VCF. You can have it wiggle the filter for wub step and other such activities. You can choose the shape, triangle, square, sawtooth. That's it. It would be killer if this thing had a sample and hold in the filter, but it don't. It's got triangle, sawtooth, and square. So let's sawtooth. Yeah, we got sawtooth going. Wom, 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 wom. Sounds pretty cool. Let's go here and then Why does it sound like doo-doo? So, it sounds out of tune, bestie. Why? Oh, because it was out of tune. I had the course set up by 1 on oscillator 2. So now we're back to regular synth sound, guys and gals and other flavored pals. Ooh! Let's give it some juice. I'm gonna have to lower the filter to hear more juice. Ooh. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Wiggling it. I'm wiggling it. Sounds cool. Alright, what else we got? Let's make some gross stuff. Okay, so I've kind of showed off all the features and showed off a few gross things along the way, but let's get that, let's make some gross sounds. So we're gonna turn up the resonance. We're gonna, look, you got that. I'm just gonna get weird for a few minutes and get loud for a bit and let the sounds speak for themselves. I don't know. I think this synth is like really cool for like making like a good noise source. Like if you want like something that can go from let's go low and then like detune the oscillator a bit, and then like if you want to like a $50 synth that can make like garbage sounding noise wall like that. Just by like, yeah, you could like, oh, I'm gonna make a harsh noise wall album. Yeah, just do that and then like throw some really inspiring art or like a cool concept or cool packaging on it, and like I'll give you like $20, $10. Come at me. Sounds cool. Sounds based. Let's turn off oscillator 2. Let's go to oscillator 1 and make it really thin pulse width. And then slow filter. Cool. Ooh. Ooh, yeah. Just gotta get the effects right. There we go. Oh, nice. That's cool. Yeah, I would like throw that on with like let's think of a noise wall album together. Yeah, just like do this like once or twice, layer it like I don't know. Let's call it okay, so we got the JT4000 Micro. You do like give me like an album cover that's like, oh shit, I don't know, like some like little vintage like toys and something. Oh, fuck, I don't know. Special interest noise is cool. Right about special interest noise and harsh truths noise are the only kinds of noise there are. You're either making one or the other. So you can either like, oh, this would be like a good power electronics backing. You could scream some harsh truths on top. Or it could be special interest noise, and you have your micro mini figures dancing on the keys. And you take high contrast photos of it. Who cares? Noise is free. Jazz is free. Let's go back to jazz. Let's go back to jazz real quick. Let's have a little bit of jazz in our lives, folks. Jazz. Yeah. Sounds like jazz. Sounds like the freest jazz. Change that speed. Oh yeah. Jazz should be free. Harsh truth. Harsh truth, jazz costs too much money. Harsh truth, give me my jazz. Harsh truth, I need more jazz. If you make chained up jazz, fuck you. If you make jazz and I can't afford it, I don't want it. Jazz, bitch. Jazz. Motherfucking jazz. Motherfucking jazz is free. Okay, is there anything else I really want to talk about? I don't know. There's a lot of cool, interesting stuff you could do with this, and let's do some arpeggiation, because this arpeggiator is pretty nice. Nice. It's pretty nice. Let's turn off the LFO. No, let's put the LFO on my big stinky oscillator. My big stinky oscillator. Get out of town. Get out of town with that oscillator. Oh, I'm still in chord mode. Automatic jazz. They made automatic jazz, besties. Do we have automatic jazz? Let's find out. What if I was to change jazz? Octave. Fourth. Oh, that's cool. It works, a chord mode and arpeggiator mode work hand in motherfucking hand. I'm bouncing. I'm having a blast. I love techno and techno-related things. I love techno-related things. Ooh, ooh, techno. I'm gay for beats and techno. Did you know that techno's kind of gay in a non-derogatory way? It's 'cause I'm gay. If you thought I was straight, you really aren't good at reading people. 'Cause I am a straight up motherfucking, a word I can't say on YouTube. But it starts with F and ends with, like, fantastic. It starts with F and I'm one of them fantastics you heard of. Damn, that's tight. That's tight. That's tight as hell. I like that. I'm gonna keep it in Edo 2 and go to the ARP. Slow it down. Give it some swang. Totally different vibe. That's cool though. Damn. Okay, but let's get out of chord mode. I'm tired of chord mode. I want to make my own arpeggios. Where am I? I'm lost. Octave, chord, enable. Turn off. Get out of Edo 2. Let me turn off hold. Because I like holding it. Bazoop. Damn, it be bazoopin'. It be bazoopin'. Let's turn off the swing. Let's give it some more release. Ooh, less release, but more. Yeah, right there. All right, cool. Bazonky. All right, am I done? Am I done with this review? I'm kind of just like making sounds. Hope y'all. Let's go to up down, up down, up and down, up down. Left right, B A start. No, there isn't any of that on this. Unfortunately, they should really put some hidden codes. Hidden codes. More obnoxious hidden codes and pedals. No, don't do it. I really actually don't like it when people do like, I don't know, you got those like super complex pedals where it's like, oh, if you twist this all the way and then turn this and then flick that and then flick this other thing and then hold the knobs, we put a secret mode in there where it sings happy birthday. Happy birthday, Doug. It sings happy birthday. It was Doug's birthday in the office and we programmed it. No, I don't want that. Unless it like makes a hard noise because Doug likes bad sounds. Then I'm down. Yeah! Hi, I'm Doug and I like horrible sounds. No, my name is... Okay, I'm done. My name is not Doug. It's Desdemona. Nice to meet you. Hello. That's it. That's the JT4000 Micro. It's a really cool, $50. Like, damn, Behringer be making some, like, cheap stuff and, like, yo, finally an alternative to the Volca keys is all I'm saying here, y'all. Volca keys is cool. But we've been paying $100 for the Volca Keys 1, 2, 3, 5, 7 sample drum kick, poly kick, drum Volca Korg. It's cool, but like I don't know, like scope this. This is kind of something different. Something different. It's The Behringer JT4000 Micro, now called the M if you buy it, and it has MIDI, so like even better. So you don't have to use your little grubby fingers all over it, unless you like that. I love you and your grubby little fingers. Thanks for watching me play with my grubby little fingers on. Don't forget to like and also subscribe, because that lets other people know that my videos exist, because the algorithms work in a certain way. And I don't really care if people know that my videos exist, unless they're like, damn, I really wish there was a resource for me to learn about how to use instruments poorly. Yeah, so if you know anyone who needs to learn how to use instruments in a bad, uncouth, or grubby manner, refer them to my YouTube page. Thank you and goodbye.